Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. I guess DeFi tastes great. DeFi, can't wait. Actually, kind of something we didn't talk about recently. Super Bowl indicator. Tampa Bay Buccaneers won, so technically that should be an up market for the year. I haven't talked about that in a long time. Actually, maybe that's something we should do for a blog post here in February, Kevin. If you are interested, we could do a Super Bowl indicator. All right, so gotta focus here. Focus. And market's uppy. Actually, been using our breadth indicator to get a really good picture of who's driving the bus here in the world based off this data. Market's uppy, but these big markets all look like dead cat bounces off of M failures, eh? So, like Europe, US, Dow, big indexes, they're just not that happy. Canadian, commodity proxy markets, they seem to be pretty happy. Commodities sure are ratcheting higher here. And of course, good old crypto. Crypto is actually, and I thought this was interesting. Big crypto, you can see the W. And Canadian stock market, big W. So I wonder, maybe there's correlation there. Also, too, I thought it was interesting. Remember we said there just a moment ago, all these lower highs and lower lows, right, just look like shit. But look at the altcoin market, right? I actually put in a W here in fast just right now. And that's a substantially higher low. So you crypto kids, man, you are just, if anything, you're probably the only part of the market that's still bullish, other than our funny little pharma stocks that pop off. The rest of the economy is just sitting there going, oh, what do we do? One thing that does kind of concern me, though, from a breadth perspective is whenever we start to see the medium term and the short term heavily embedded on the bull side in this histogram, that's a bad sign. And anytime you see the histogram heavily embedded on both the short and medium term, from an investment perspective, that's actually a good sign. So you can see risk is, this is all risky stuff. Commodities, country funds, crypto, currencies, index ETFs, right? This is all risk. This is risk off over here, yield bond. So you can kind of see, if this starts getting all too tilted and this starts getting really negative, writing's on the walls. Man, I've said this repeatedly, and now it makes perfect sense because I think the first stimmy checks are supposed to hit sometime middle of March. I like the idea of this sort of being like coast to coast, 1 year to 1 year. So all the bottoms that you saw last March, I wouldn't be surprised if we top, right? Early March of this year. Go figure. And the broader market, just, it's like, yeah, we're uppy, but they're not really that happy. Whenever you see lower highs and lower lows, that's not a good sign. So, anyway, we'll see how it goes. Crazy TRI SOFers. Kevin, was this one of yours? Or was this one of David's? I think this was one of yours.
Yeah, actually, David originally came to me with it, and then I just waited nice and patiently for the LJ to come in off that W that you drew there. Like I drew my highs off the, yeah, he told me about it like a few weeks before that.
That's everything that we do at TRI. Like literally everything. I wasn't in the trade. I have no fucking clue why, but oh well, shit happens. But damn, you crazy stock traders. That's nuts. You know what that looks like? That looks like a crypto de jour stock. I can say for the record, I did step in on this one down here. And I ain't selling anything till I hit my foggy level. And the irony of it all is that's not really that far away now. That's going to be a 10-bagger. There you go. Merry Christmas. So sell half on a foggy. I think that's my new trading plan. That's crazy. So, there is money to be made if you're a professional crypto picker. And this setup was pretty damn textbook. You cannot argue that wasn't reload zones, W's, bullish divergence, bottom end of the range. It was everything. And here we go. And as I sort of told the public, well, no, sorry, the public, TRI community through the Daily Brief today, when you start hearing about the public celebrities and all that coming in and touting this stuff up here, that's dangerous sign. You know, nobody was talking about this down here where the professional traders are stepping in. Everybody's talking about it up here. And don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. You know the rule. So, you know, whether it be in the stock market. Actually, I've gotten a bunch of doubles off here recently. I got nothing to complain about. Got a nice little pharma double here this morning, so feeling pretty good about that. This little bad boy. And this guy, I think he's actually going a hell of a lot higher. But came into a foggy level. Right? Should I have sold half on a foggy and refrain from doing this trade? I'm not greedy. You know what I am? I'm stunningly fortunate. So, but it was another double level, so I got to do what I got to do. But the cool part about this is you kind of look at that and go, well, you know, maybe that's gone a little too far. Well, believe it or not, this thing, that's nothing in comparison to what it could do here on any kind of pump. So I'll be ready to sell some more, blah, blah, blah. You know how the story goes. There's a funny story, a little venture cap stock that I was touting to the community. This is so funny because I told everybody to load up here. The only problem is my average cost was about 15.5 cents, so I had to place my order at 16. All the kids and stuff that got in at 7, they had all their orders up at this foggy level, and I literally saw this morning on the open 15 cents, bunch of orders were there. Tons of TRIers going, woohoo, free stock, I'm the man, look at me. And I'm sitting up here at 16 going, you fuckers. But as I was showing the community earlier today, if I don't get my fill here, I'm not going to complain. It's a great stock. This thing, I mean, you tell me, has it got any potential going forward? Oh, it's crazy capitalism. Yeah, well, gotta love it. I was saying to the crew earlier today, it was encouraging for all you crypto fans, of course. Actually, you know what? I think I got to get ready to do something on this one here, Kevin. This is another one of Kevin's great ideas. I got in down here. I was really lucky, so got to get ready to sell some stock there. I was saying to the kids in the show here this morning, that's a pretty good sign for you crypto enthusiasts. You like to see the stock market is still well bid and feeling uppy. I always say that stocks lead commodities. And we look at the corn ETF. I heard that there's another corn ETF that they're planning on launching. I mean, this thing might go higher. Who knows? But there's no way in hell I can come in on the buy side and something like that. But, you know, like I said, new corn ETF, all the corn stocks are all very well bid. I don't think the party's over in crypto just yet. Let's see. I guess there's nothing really in particular I want to talk to you about on this. Just setups, just doing their thing, trading away. I was actually pretty darn impressed to see the US dollar here trying to turn smartly off of this reload zone. Just goes to show, man, there is a hell of a lot of cliche to all this. Wow, look at that oil market just ratcheting higher. Oh, hey, your silver's back in vogue. It's a miracle. I noticed some of the big gold stocks just got absolutely destroyed here today. So this can't be a good sign for the gold market going forward. Look at Agnico Eagle. Just got bitch slapped here. Huge reversal bar yesterday. Maybe this can hold these lows, but that's not a trade I'm even the slightest bit interested in. I suppose energy still looks pretty damn hot. Still looking for some uranium plays out there. Let's see. What are we supposed to be talking about with you guys? Just off of here. So, US dollar asking whether it wants to pivot here. Of course, we had, you know, kind of political stuff down in the States as well. There's lots of budget wrangling, and do we pass this stimulus package? I don't know. I really do like the idea of this thing pivoting, But could it be anywhere in this neighborhood? Sure. And we might even be making an A, B, C, D to take us right back down against these lows. That wouldn't surprise me. Having said that, nothing really new for me to do here today. Do find it interesting. Like US dollar did ratchet up higher there earlier, and the gold was really coming off. Yeah, but you can see the gold's caught back a bit here. But geez, those big gold stocks, the way they're looking, that can't be good for gold. Risk on, risk off. I guess we had sort of risk off. US dollar was rallying a bit. The stock market was down. Seems they've stepped back in on the sell side on that US dollar index, so the stock market's working its way back up. And look at that damn oil go. So the energy bulls are still reigning supreme. I mean, obviously that's a little bit of an anomaly, but maybe we can do something like AB. Maybe we'll go off of that low there, the following day's low. CD, Jesus, all the way back up to $70 a barrel. Bleh, crazy. And I suppose that would make sense. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a whole bunch of gaps up here. Look at that. Oh no. What do we got here? Let's see. Yep, look at that one up there. So I got that bad boy sitting right there. Then look at all this, right? This is all open air. I bet you all these futures contracts and stuff. This just looks like a mess through this. So there. They're all over the place. There. So we finally get some back and forth. No more gaps. So let's see where the hell that takes us. Boom. Oh, hello. All right, so these gaps, all of these, were all filled in on this price action here. So we don't actually have to worry about those anymore. Boom, 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 boom. Question would be, are there any gaps through here that still need filling in? My hunch is yes. But that gap way up top there, I wouldn't be surprised. Where's that? Oh, look at that. You can see how that kind of lines up nicely. So it looks to me like that's where energy's going. I noticed the uranium names, they all are going nuts. And I suppose any, alternative fuels, some of the alternative fuel stocks sure look bullish here. You know me, I don't really like oil itself, but I might look at some alternatives. And I like the uranium. That's looking interesting again. Probably put that away. So, oil's still pointing higher. I wouldn't be surprised the stock market's still pointing higher. Bond market's just getting punched. Mr. Bond King better count his chickens. Not really much to say. Right? If stock market keeps working its way higher, bond market should keep working its way lower. And again, that 1 year anniversary, I like this thinking. Right? And also, too, remember we showed you that histogram of the bond market? This is now a 1 year range. So notice that's like there's February, there's March. So you're going to get a bunch of technicians that are going to start going, okay, well, 52-week range, 50% level is WD GAN 101. So that calendar year is going to start flipping over where they're going to be looking at the 52-week ranges and seeing upside. And, we said that maybe that bottom happens in March. It's probably nothing more than just a check of these institutional fingerprints. And ironically enough, you can actually see where the bottom in this bond market is. It's right there. So, maybe we take the bonds into that March event, because a ton of stimulus coming and everybody's going to get free money. And, hey, the cost of borrowing is nothing. And ironically enough, what this does actually is it cranks interest rates up. And people go, holy shit, look how much money costs now. And then stock market tops out right in that March window, 1 year anniversary, and this thing starts working its way back up. I could totally see that. Sounds perfectly logical to me. So short term, I don't know whether we're breaking the new lows here today. It kind of looks like we are. Eh? Well, we're close. 166.03, low here is 166.05. So you can see A, B, C, D. We take out that 163.03, and you can start drawing some downside objectives. Hey, Mr. Bond King, that does not look like a bullish chart to me. It was interesting how we talked the other day about how gold tried to put in this inside bar reversal off of these lows. But seeing those gold stocks and the way they are acting, ay caramba, did just fractal out there, empire top. Interesting how we're now coming back down, filling in the gap here. Yeah, tough to say what the hell's going to happen here. All I'll say is those big gold stocks, that doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. Maybe if we're lucky, that's just Agnico Eagle on his own. And if we look at something like Newmont, what did he do today? Newmont, actually up on the day. It's a tough chart, man. I do not like stepping in when you see this kind of open air down below. Oy, oy, oy. You gotta have balls of steel step in front of that. GOLD, I think, is American Barrick down in the States now. There it is. Lower highs and lower lows. I mean, maybe you get a W there, but again, Warren Buffett. Is anybody holding Warren Buffett and his crew accountable for their wonderful recommendation to go and buy gold through here and this stock in particular? Horrible. Anyway, can't touch that shit. You gold bugs, you do what you please. If anything, the market I would prefer to invest in there is silver. I remember we saw silver was actually looking a little better there. Junior stocks kind of floundering a little bit here today relative to the big boys, and the big boys aren't really doing a hell of a lot. And as I said, I mean, the banging out doubles train seems to be slowing down here a little bit. I mean, it was getting a little ridiculous there. So maybe we can just sort of cool our jets and do a bit of consolidating to set up the next leg. I know, people get all pissed off at me for calling tops and being worried about fractals and is this a head and shoulders and yada, yada, yada. I mean, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. So I still think that there is some sort of pivot up here. RSI here is screaming at us to be very careful. If this RSI does break down through here, you've all seen my sort of talks to you guys about the RSI studies. So, is that the first W? Is that the second W? Which we like to do yellow. I don't know. Is that the third W there? Which is like the purple? And of course, FOMO chasers, the public, they buy the purple. They're buying an overbought market. And if this M's out, then that will start the cascade going the other direction. All right. So, I don't know. I mean, this is tough. It's one of the reasons why I don't like trading with RSI is very subjective. And RSI itself changes its behavior given different market states. But I would say something like that. So if we do break through here, purples, that's the kids. The FOMOers, they'll be politely told to get the fuck out. And of course, they're going to get screwed. This first M basically is our message that the bull should be put on pause, just like the bear was put on pause through here. And then the buy signal, especially if it comes through the 50 line, which didn't really come in through here. Actually, maybe even our second one was here. That's a tough one. But the second W did not come through the 50 line, so it's not that powerful of a signal. I mean, anyway, slice it. That was sort of that move there. And then the big blow off top. I was worried there a few days ago that this was carving out a very textbook fractal top here. And then I zoomed in and looked at the lower time frames, and it had a fractal. And I was just like, whoa, that's cool. It seems to me that those kind of tweets were interpreted as sort of, hey, this guy's calling a top. I mean, if you watch these videos, you know how I operate. So, whatever it is, what it is. Is this the top? I don't know. I mean, I know Kevin has been super jazzed about like foggy levels getting hit up top here. And you can see that that's sitting 50,680. So Honestly, considering how long we've been working with these silly foggy levels for the past year and how many of them get hit, I would be very surprised if that didn't get hit. And also 50 grand, that's a nice big fat round number. The only issue for a guy like me is, does it hit it here? Or do maybe we have to calm down? And, you know, just because this looks like a head and shoulders top, what I was really trying to point out was a fractal. But we might just do something like this and then go up. It's perfectly fine. It happens. This actually isn't a sell signal until we actually break that level there. Right? All this is just a supposition that maybe we've got a new trading range established. But it would be predicated on us peaking up here. I don't know. Maybe we just keep going straight up. Tell you, RSI is not overly happy. Maybe we can W out and turn back up here and hold this in. And if that's the case, then cool. But if this this M does confirm here, I would say you probably are getting your sign to maybe just cool your jets for the time being. So not really anything for me to do here. Just, well, it's a pretty chart. Look at it. Woohoo. You crazy DeFi kids, you know, like I showed you with that algo chart, you know, this obviously is the hot part of the market. And as I was sort of saying in the video there earlier, I mean, gee whiz, you DeFi kids, you're coming in hard here, and these guys are just insanely jacked. So I don't know whether it's in anybody's best interest to step in front of this. Usually, excuse me. Usually what ends up happening, I've found, I've been, I don't know, monitoring Bitcoin now for about the past 4 or 5 years. Usually these markets can't end without a blow off top. So clearly what you're seeing on the screen is perfectly appropriate for a blow off top. And usually these cycles end with either one of two things. Either you have some sort of catalyst that the market's moving into. Good example would be like the peak from November 2015, I think it was. We had a U.S. Marshal Office's auctioning of seized coins from the Silk Road seizure. And the market pivoted nicely through that. Then we had, you know, this last cycle's, I think it was, well, and I remember when I first came in, great story there, Mt. Gox, right? That cycle peak basically was a scandal. So it's either going to be one or two things. It's going to be some sort of big catalyst that they're bidding the price up into that, which is what I basically thought this Ethereum move was. Sort of this kind of thinking. CME listing event. But, you know, if the market's just like, screw you, Brian, we just got too much inertia behind us, this isn't it, then I don't know what catalysts are coming up. And if there aren't any, then what that says to me, and it's concerning, is that this probably has to, this current rally or whatever the hell it is, probably has to end with some sort of, you know, hack or scandal or something like that. It's just going to knock the wind out of the market. So, since we don't have any buy the rumor catalysts in front of us, and there aren't any scandals right now, I think the path of least resistance is still up. I thought it was kind of interesting on the chart there. You see we have two foggy levels that are just sort of staring us in the face. Kind of like Bitcoin. I can't see how that can't get hit. It drives you crazy. You know, hats off to some people in the trading community who are crypto fans. They looked at this move here as nothing more than just a Wyckoff check of the breakout. And they were like, well, Brian, quit freaking these kids out. The trend is up, and all this was just a Wyckoff check. I can respect that. I think that's a perfectly reasonable argument. It's just I think what's happening here is that prices moved up so much, and there's so much on the line that this place is well, not TRI. TRI is so chill, it's ridiculous. But if you go on things like crypto Twitter and social media and stuff, man, the emotions are just so jacked. Remember I told you about the DeFi kids? They are jacked hard to the upside here. Take it for whatever it's worth. I don't want to get wrapped up in that emotionality. I hate that kind of stuff in trading, because usually it ends in tears. So it's beyond me. Like I've told you guys repeatedly, this Mara is a perfect example. Mr. Old Timer, Mr. Boring, Mr. Conservative, Mr. Playing this market for 30 years, and I plan to continue playing this market for another 30 years. You want to keep taking this shit higher? Okay, I'll be more than happy to just keep selling into your bidding frenzy. Okay, I can do that. But there's no way in hell I can come in on the buy side here. Anything that people are buying, I'm selling into. So, that's what makes a market, right? And then this thing goes to $500 a share, and you say, Brian, you look like an idiot selling here. Well, no. What it really is I'm here to make money from trading. Most important thing for me is to actually see my account balance go up. And let's call a spade a spade. Nobody knows what the fuck's going to happen here. Nobody saw this coming. I can absolutely tell you that for certain. So how do I act in the marketplace without getting just fucking riddled with anxiety? Getting ulcers and losing your hair. If you can keep hair, it goes gray or it goes white. I don't want to live that life. And this is the approach that I use, that my account balance is consistently going up. I'm paying myself for my hard work. And frankly, I have no fucking clue where you guys are going to take this thing. But if you keep taking it higher, I'll keep making money from trading. It's what I do. I hope that doesn't come across as cocky, but really that's my approach through all of this. Calm, cool, and collected. How high this kind of craziness goes, I don't know. But I'll tell you, actually, just kind of for fun, just because I'm getting kind of maybe a little cocky, but I'm just gonna start shooting for foggy levels on my names. I don't know where the hell that list was that I had. Oh yeah, over here, like this algo. Right? What the hell? You guys want to get fucking nutso insano on this? I'll just look to sell half on a foggy. Okay. I mean, we're definitely in that kind of environment. I remember I was talking to you guys about how Seward's engine spat up a great buy signal on this thing down here. Yeah, nicely done, Seward. I mean, this is the kind of environment we're in here, folks. I like... oh, and by the way... So...
Yeah, you're good.
I mean, look at that. Can you not fucking make a better argument for Foggenbaum? That's ridiculous. I mean, it's just certifiably ridiculous. And oh, gee whiz, look at the little W down here. What price is that low? And actually, what was this breakout bottom? It's like 4 or 5 cents. There's a 10 bagger. I think we all just found ourselves our 10 bagger tool. So make hay while the sun's shining, man. Enjoy this market. The only word of warning. Look at that. Everything is green here. Look at that. Oh, there's one thing that's down. You loser. Look at this algo run. It's up 41% today. What the hell are you people doing? This is insane. Oh, well. I suppose I'll make money from all of this. Can't hurt, I suppose. So, this is the market state that we're in. And ironically enough, I don't think this ends. There's no catalyst. I don't think this ends until we have some sort of crazy-ass scandal. I will say, though, if you see big, rich, public figures come in touting names up here, don't chase. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Try and hunt the names as they're breaking out. And I stepped in. I was talking to you guys about this kitty coin the other day, Mona. I would much rather you have bought this Mona than that Doge. That looks great. That's versus Bitcoin. So what the hell is this thing doing versus US dollar? Woohoo! So there's tons of names that look like this. There's Augur that I stepped in the other day. Well, look at all these W's. They're all coming in right across the board here. Look at that Algorand, man. Oh yeah, that I showed you versus the US dollar. That's just insane. So Ubic. I think I was barking to you people about Ubic. Look what's going on there. Oh well, have some fun with this, people. Should be a fun environment. Like I said, now that we're beyond these catalysts, like that CME listing, just watch out for the scandal. As soon as you start hearing like hack news, as soon as you start hearing about like Tether shit, or maybe some, you know, a regulator in some country shits on one of these players, that's when we'll know that this thing is over. In the short term, the orgy could just be orgy-tastic. So maybe go and change the condom now. You know, maybe reload. I don't know. Stay fresh through the evening. Have some fun. Don't chase. For God's sakes, don't chase. But just go and have some fun. Hunt those W's, and I don't know, maybe you'll be a millionaire overnight. Who knows? All right, everybody, I'll leave the rant at that. Should be a fun broiler chicken show. I'll tell you that much, bite crackers. All the best, and I guess the only thing left for me to say is bye for now.